Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever podcast. My name is Joe, and I'm with Walter.
Hello.
And this is the first one.
It is the first one.
This is going to be very weird and interesting.
This has been a long time in the making.
Few years.
Yeah, 3 years to be
3
precise.
years.
We've tried this, We tried it once, had some ideas, failed. Second time we tried again,
Got a little farther,
and failed.
then stopped.
But this is the first time that we're actually
Together.
going through with this. Yeah, we're going
Doing
together
this.
with it. Yeah.
We're going to try it out. See how we like it. See how you guys like it. So, we don't have a name.
Yeah.
We're stuck between two, and we would like to ask for your guys and gals' help.
Yes.
So we have two titles.
2000. First title is Mike Men.
So it would be the Mike Men podcast, basically. If you like that, just put I prefer Mike Men or something like that. And the second one is the Nitty Gritty podcast.
Mm.
And if you like that one more, then put that in the comments or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
that's enough about gritty
introductions.
stuff.
The nitty gritty,
See what I
yes,
do?
and
See
the
what I do?
microphone men. But right now, we're just gonna start off. We're gonna talk a little about ourselves, not like too personal, don't want to get too crazy.
Talk
but
about our friendship,
our friendship. There you go, and some old stories from
the past,
bygone days.
apparently from the crypt.
From the crypt, yes.
So, my name is Joe. I've known Walter for
since 3rd grade.
apparently 3rd grade.
I mean, I have a better memory. I mean, I kind of remember him from 3rd grade. We didn't talk too much.
Maybe we just knew each other.
We
But
just knew each other.
We really started talking a lot more, like, in the past few years. for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely like
Freshman year?
freshman year, I'd say, is like when we really like started kicking back up,
Mm-hmm.
with our friendship.
And then that's kind of where this idea came around, because we used to just talk and just go off on
Oh, God.
tangents.
During lunch.
And
Yep.
it would be rough, but we were like, man, this is actually not bad. So let's try to make this a thing. And then 3 times later, and here we are.
And now we're at our first time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna start off just telling some stories.
Yes.
I have one story. It involves me and Joe. This was a few years ago.
Joe and I.
You don't have to be a bit of a literary bitch, so
Excuse me.
So we're gonna start off.
Oh,
with
and
that.
if you don't like cussing, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
Sorry, continue.
cursing, whatever. So we're gonna start off. So my first story comes from a few years ago. I was hanging out with Joe, and I think you remember this one.
I hope I do. I'm
We were in the woods. And
Oh, God.
this is a fun thing I call it. It was an exploration. So there are these woods by Joe's house, and I've been around them a lot, and I've hung around there a lot, just doing whatever.
I did not know that he did this.
Oh, but I was like, hey, you want to just go explore? And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? So
We were hanging out at the time.
hanging out, yeah. And so we just go wandering into the woods, and we have our own little adventure.
Mhm.
So I there's like a little creek that kind of runs through it, and there's like 2 sides, and we were just messing around. We found at one point we found a rope, and we were just like swinging across.
Yeah.
You
Are you just explaining the general? Or are you gonna explain that?
Oh,
specifically?
I mean, if you want to go in a little bit into it, if you know a little better, you can go into it if you want to.
Mhm. So like Walter said, there's this little like creek, let's say,
Yeah.
and there's a tree and there's a rope, and we noticed it because we were on one side, and we got down to it and we were testing it, and I was like, it's pretty sturdy. I think it can hold my weight. So I don't remember if I like swung out and came back in.
You did, yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
So I was there, and I remember because you were taking a video on.
Oh
the
yeah, so
Snapchat.
I was taking a video of that.
And it literally took me like 10 minutes, because even though I'm like, man, I hope this, because I just didn't want to get wet, because it was like the water was gonna be cold.
Yeah.
I just wasn't in the mood. So I'm literally standing there probably for like a solid 5 minutes, I would say. Right?
Yeah.
So, and I finally do it, and it's like all this build up for just like a dinky little swing out
Yeah.
into like the creek. And
I
back.
was recording for a good like couple minutes. I'm like, Joe, come on, just
Mhm.
swing. And you're like, and you were so hesitant to
Mhm.
do it, and then you finally do it, and I'm like, that's it, just a little.
Yep. But anyway.
But
continue
yeah,
with your story.
there is also we were trying to like just kind of get across, and there was this kind of pretty weak like branch, and I was just trying to like balance across it, and of course I slip on my ass and I fall, and I just like fall into the water.
You fell into the water?
Yeah, I did.
I don't remember this.
No, I remember I it wasn't like a whoa, and I didn't like fall like on my back or anything. I kind of slipped and fell off, and my footies got all wet, and I was pretty upset about that.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, see, you remember?
Because
Yeah.
then your mom or my mom was yelling at me to give you a pair of socks.
Yeah, my socks were just soaked.
Right.
Yeah, soaked
That's memory.
socks. Soaked socks. That should be the new name of the podcast.
No, continue your story.
Oh, okay. So we were kind of just wandering around for a little while, and we came back, and we have another project on the side.
Oh,
A little bit of a music project.
no.
A little bit of a music project that has suffered the same fate as this podcast, being that
we are not going to get into that right
not too much. I mean, I want to get into like.
We don't
It's-
ever say the name.
No, I'm not going to say the name of the band. It's still a work in progress. But we were recording a song, and if you would like to name the name of the song that we were little, you remember that?
Is it, what is it? Oh, telephone is for you?
Yes.
Or something?
It's like it's basically Joe is just playing the guitar and it's just building. It goes, and then I yell, "Telephone, it's for you!" And then you just start going crazy on the guitar.
I do remember that.
And I have
I-
that. That's another Snapchat memory that is on my phone somewhere.
Oh, so now it's just Snapchat.
Yeah, no, it's just somewhere on my phone. That's just wandering around. But that's my kind of first, like, my tale.
Introduction to what we do on a daily basis.
Yes, this and
Or whenever we hang out.
Whenever we hang out, on occasion. But we're getting more. We're getting more. Hopefully.
Hopefully, with the success of this podcast, we'll be able to hang out more and produce some quality content.
Quality. We're recording on a newer NW800.
The setup's a little ghetto right now, but we'll try to make it better.
Little get it.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're literally, this is like on a desk, and it's like a little like kickstand thing, and we're just kind of just hovering around this one mic in a room that literally has one lamp on right now. One lamp.
We don't even need it on technically, but
Yeah, whatever.
whatever. Anyway,
But, yes, now
is it
your
my
turn.
turn?
Yes, it is your turn. Yes,
This is
what's your
my
story?
first story. Now, this story, since you guys can't see my face, my nose is screwed up. It's not a normal nose. So this was back when I was like 6 years old. I don't know if I told you this story, but
I don't know.
I was relatively young, and I have an older brother who's 8 years older than me.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was playing baseball, and you know, like those pitch back machines,
Pitch back, yeah.
where it's, you know, you throw it and it comes back to you.
Pitch. Ooh, pitches. Yeah.
Yes. So I remember he was just kind of like throwing the ball. He was playing with that or whatever, and I was just kind of chilling around, watching him and playing with like rocks or something. I
Rock.
don't know.
Yeah.
Exciting childhood.
Oh yes.
And then there's a bird clock in my room. And,
we have birds.
um,
We own.
we'll have to take care of that.
Don't worry. We'll shoot it later.
That is very embarrassing. Anyway,
Yes.
so
Yes.
I'm like, oh, let me be like the umpire and like stand behind, or not stand, but like sit behind the pitchback.
Yeah.
So I do it, and my brother just keeps throwing. You know, he's just cool, and it's really cool from that angle. And I remember one time my brother used to know how to throw like knuckleballs, which
Mhm.
you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, for those of you that don't know, it's basically like when you have a baseball and you throw it, but it like doesn't spin that much. It's pretty cool, and it does a lot of different stuff. But he wanted to throw one of those, so he throws it, and the pitchback has like a frame, a
Yeah.
metal frame.
Uh-huh.
So he throws it, and the ball goes really close to the ground.
Okay.
In fact, like the ball ends up hitting the bar, going through one of like the half circles because it's like a net,
Yeah.
and straight into
Oh.
my nose, which is why
Ouch.
I have that little bump.
Oh yeah, because
See that?
yeah, he does have a kind of like his nose goes up and then has a little hill like
And it's like a little fatter there too. So yeah, I get hit square in the face with a baseball going at a decent speed.
Of how many
And
miles per hour are you
I,
thinking?
I,
Maybe
I would want to say like
five,
20,
five,
15,
10, 2.
a number.
A number,
All
maybe
real
90,
numbers.
maybe 90.
All real numbers.
All real numbers are complete.
So anyway, so I get hit. I'm stunned, and then blood just starts dripping
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And then I start crying, and then it kind of gets a little blurry there. But I'm assuming my parents came out, and my brother was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and all that. But it was painful. It changed my life forever.
So now you're here with a curved nose.
Now I'm here with a screwed up nose.
Speaking into a microphone.
Speaking. Well, I wouldn't say that far, but.
I mean, you know.
So that was my first story of my. That's probably one of the earliest stories that I remember from my childhood. And it wasn't the best.
No, it was not.
But anyway, so I see you have a hunting story.
Yes, this actually happened. Well, this is kind of an ongoing tale that started.
Tail, get it? Hunting.
Ha ha ha!
Shoot me. Okay.
Please. This is a tale that's been going on for a while. So I live in an apartment complex, Coolio. Not really. Lived in the same apartment for about 10 years. Recently moved into a new apartment. Cool. There are these kind of like bugs. These kind of like black bugs. And I don't know what they are. They're not like beetles. They're not like cockroaches. I don't know what they are. But all I know is that first of all, they hate the light. When you turn the light on, they scurry. And these things are like fast. Like I remember I would try to stomp on one and it would go through my foot and around.
Can they fly?
No, they're completely land based.
I thought they could. I thought they had the ability to fly. I'm like, geez, they sound scary.
If they flew, because I'm not a big fan of bugs, especially ones that I can't see in the middle of the night. Because these guys, they don't come down during the day. They're all nights. They're all like nocturnal.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I find them like in cracks and crevices, like in the bathrooms when that like. So if I like wake up in the middle of the night and I'm going to the bathroom and then I see it, I'm like, I get scared. I'm like, oh my god, and it scares it, and it just goes skirting across the ground, and it scares me.
I would not like that.
They usually come out like in the warmer months, like spring and summer, and now they're coming back.
It's like right now.
I've been having an issue with them. And the thing is, we dealt with that in our old apartment for all 10 years, and we thought, oh, now we're in a new apartment, it's a little nicer, a little more furnished, things are gonna be fine. They're still here, and they're worse than ever before. Like, I remember 2 nights ago, I was, like, in the living room. It was, like, late at night, probably, like, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And I remember that I was just sitting on the couch, whatever, watching YouTube, relaxing,
As one does. Yes.
as one does. And at the corner of my eye, I look, and I see one just going across the ground, and they're slow. Usually when they're not disturbed, they're just walking around, and I'm like, shit. So I have these heavy-duty boots, and they make me feel like a god. So when I'm stomping, you make a stomp, and they stop, and they, like, the little antennas are going, like, crazy. They're going, like...
Yeah.
And I start walking close to it, and it starts... And these things are quick, I've said, They go, boom, and they start running around. And I remember I got one. I was like, yes, I got one. And then I go sit down again. I look over, and one comes out of my room. And I'm like, oh, no, they're coming from my room now.
This reminds me of another story, but we'll have to save it.
Save it for another time, my friend.
I guess so.
But I kill that one. And then I go sit back down again and go to the kitchen. And there's another one. And I'm like, oh, my God, where is this guy coming from? And I'm at this point, like, my mom's kind of like, what are you doing? And I, for some reason, decided to act like a cowboy. I'm like, well, Buster J, what we gonna do here? And I just...
Wait.
Yeah.
2 questions.
2 questions.
A, were the bugs wearing cowboy hats?
I think one of them was. Okay.
Cowboy confirmed. Second of all, why a cowboy?
With the boots on, it was kind of heavy, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a cowboy tonight.
You're gonna talk to me one day, and you're gonna say, oh, I just ordered some Spurs.
I'm thinking about it.
Isn't that what they're called?
Spurs. Yeah, the little...
That's the noise they make. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway. So I'm ready to kill this guy. I'm ready to kill this mofo, and this bull, and I'm stomping towards it, and it's in the corner. So I'm like, I got you. start stomping towards it. Somehow, he goes towards the stove, and I don't know if I blinked or something, but I blinked or something, and he's gone. And I'm like, and there's no way to get underneath the stove. Maybe there's a small space, but I'm like, my mom's in there too. I'm like, where did he go? And mom's like, oh, the stove. I'm like, there's no way he can get underneath there. So I'm thinking these guys are ghosts. I'm thinking they're operators. They might be like cowboy ghosts.
Cowboy ghost. Nice.
Cowboy ghost beat black bugs.
Don't be racist.
Hey, it's only racist if you say
if it's someone else.
if it's a penis. So now
I don't condone his language, but
I do. So, and I'm the content creator, but you are too.
yeah, exactly.
Co-content.
Different conversation, different time, Walter.
Sorry. Okay, you now move on to your story. Now looks like garlic knots.
Oh yes. So
what is this?
As we all know, garlic knots are a fantastic novelty in the Italian country. If you do not know what they are it's basically garlic bread, except you take it and you like mash it up. And are you okay?
Sorry, having a bit of a teacher. Okay, keep continue.
Okay. Anyway, so garlic knots are basically like balls of garlic bread, and then you dip it in marinara sauce. So
Ooh.
there's this restaurant, an Italian restaurant in our town where we live, and I was with my friend Kevin. Kevin and I, he came over to my house for once, and we took bikes to town, and we were just gonna get lunch and then head back.
Yeah.
And so we went to this place, and we ordered some garlic knots.
Okay.
Oh no, and actually the Kevin, Sean, and Will also met up.
Oh, okay,
too.
okay, yeah.
So it was a whole group of us. It was what, 5 of us.
Yeah.
And the shorter Kevin
Yes.
that you know.
Oh yes,
There's a really tall Kevin and a shorter Kevin. The shorter Kevin had the garlic knots before at this place, and he was like, let's get some. And since Kevin and I never had them before, we're like, sure. So we get them, or he gets them, and we share them, and they're not bad. They're not like crazy good, but they're decent for the place.
The
place.
Yeah, no, you're talking
So,
about.
we're like, okay, now let's go to Dawson Park.
Dawson Park, yep.
And so we go there, and it takes us, for some reason, like 10 minutes just to meet up there to begin with for some fucking reason. But so we get there, and I think one of the Carlyles went back to their house because they lived near that park to get like a basketball or something.
Okay.
As far as I remember, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But I remember we were there at that park for a little bit, and towards the end, when we're like starting to pack up a little bit and we're kind of getting bored of the park, the taller Kevin goes into the bathroom.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, I like poke my head into the bathroom and say, hey Kevin, we're gonna start like heading out or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'll be with you guys in a minute. So, and most of us had bikes, I think. Some of us were walking, but I think we did all have bikes.
Yeah.
So we were starting to bike back to the Carlisle's house because we were gonna hang out there for a little bit. And I remember just like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap, I have to go to the bathroom. So and I will say beforehand, like the food wasn't sticking in my stomach super well.
Okay.
But I was just trying to like kind of put it on the back burner because I was with friends and I
you didn't want to have a chocolate meltdown.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I just didn't want to make it seem like I wasn't having a good time because I was. It was just my stomach was kind of weird.
Okay.
So, and I will kid you not.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the only times where I like needed to go to the bathroom. It was a problem. Like I needed to get there.
The geysers were erupting.
They were getting ready to shoot something fierce.
Something fierce.
So I'm on my bike and I'm like, yo guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I like turn around and I'm like a husband and a pregnant wife in the car. I'm like crazy on my bike.
You're going fast.
I like get off my bike. Kevin is already out of the bathroom, and I sprint in there, first stall, and it just it happens. I don't want to say explosion, but it was
Critical mass.
bad.
Yeah.
And you know what the worst part was?
What was that?
Is that I didn't 100% make it to the toilet.
Oh no.
So, so and between taller Kevin and I, this is like our favorite story.
Okay.
So you heard me correctly. I did not make it to the toilet the
whole way.
So I had a little bit of poop in my underwear.
This is great content.
So yes, quality first podcast.
Quality.
So I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm in this stall, poop in my underwear, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because we're on bikes, and the bike seat goes in between.
Oh yeah, yep.
You know, like
Yeah,
your butt's there for comfort.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, there's no way I'm gonna be able to ride a bike back unless I want to like smear poop on my butt. So I don't know how old I was. This may have been middle school years. Actually.
Middle school. Oh, I'm in my mind. I'm thinking this was like last week.
Oh,
And then
no.
you were just like,
Thank
yeah.
God. But so my mind makes the executive decision to take my underwear off.
Oh.
Now, I'm like, okay, I can at least ride commando on my bike. Cause
Yeah.
I don't think I had any poop like on my actual shorts.
Okay.
Because I was wearing kind of like what you were wearing.
Yeah.
A little less casual, but you get the point. But I'm like, so what am I gonna do with these underwear? Like, I don't know if I should like carry them back. Do I care enough about that underwear?
Just leave them in the stall.
And what I ended up doing
Oh no.
is after I was finished and I did my business, I took my underwear, put it in the toilet.
Oh, did you?
And put some toilet paper on top. Closed my shorts, washed my hands, walked out.
So someone's going in there. Someone's like, oh, I gotta go, and they're just going in there and they see underwear, poop stained underwear, and toilet paper. They're like, looks like a good time, and they just let loose.
So there's a few things that I also wanna like. It's like an after the story.
After the story thing.
So,
Okay.
First off, my name was in the underwear.
Why?
Because when I went to camp, my mom was being a little uptight, like a camp over the summer, or like earlier in the summer.
Yeah.
And my mom put my name on like everything, including my underwear.
Sounds like a Simpsons kind of thing. Like, why don't I think Simpsons?
I don't even know, but so my name was on the underwear. And second of all, well, let me like finish this story real quick.
Yeah.
So my stomach is still not 100%. Like I'm still like we just need to go.
Yeah.
Now at this point, smaller Kevin, Will, and Sean are gone.
They're
just like, I don't know what those chimps are doing, but they just left. So I like walk out, and Kevin's kind of just chilling there on a bike, or like on a bike.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, we need to go. So he's like, did you have like diarrhea too? And I'm like, bad time. We need to go. Because like my stomach was insecure, and I'm going commando, and it's just like it's just turning into a terrible day.
You're falling apart.
Yeah. So we quickly get on our bikes, and then we just go straight back to my house.
Yep.
And from there, I'm like, I feel comfortable. You know, I put some gum in my mouth, and it kind of soothed things down.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of relax. Now, it's funny because he said that he had diarrhea too.
Yeah.
He just didn't like pronounce it or anything. I guess he just went in.
He pronounced it. Okay.
Because for some reason, I don't know why I know this, but like whenever we go to that place, like the only reason why we go there is because the pizza is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Like in terms of price.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sit in his stomach well.
Mm.
But like we'll still go there for some reason. I'm like, dude, we can just go to like another place in town.
But it's just like.
But he's like, no, man, it's like cheap pizza. It's fine. I'm like, dude, you're gonna like hurt your stomach. But and it's just so ironic that the first time we had garlic knots there, we both experienced the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And I think later on, like a few years later, we I and I think it may have been the same group of people.
Yeah.
We went back there, and I think we got garlic knots again.
Oh.
And Kevin and I just started laughing, and then I'm like, "Hey, you remember that time?"
Oh man.
But I think that time they sat in my
They
stomach
sat- they-
better. I don't know about him.
So
but-
maybe it was like the chef one day was just like, man, that's garlic. That's
And-
what there's garlic.
And I remember specifically too, like when we got them, I'm
Mhm.
like, man, these look really like oily and greasy.
Oh yeah.
And that was probably what happened. But that is my
Tail.
my final story, and I think that's it for this first podcast here.
It's been
So
it's been legendary. This is the
It's-
first time, and we end it with diarrhea.
yes, but I feel like a lot of people would find that funny.
Hopefully,
It's
hopefully.
embarrassing, but it's funny, I think. But at this point, I think we're gonna close it out. So remember to put it in the comments if you prefer Nitty Gritty or Mike Men.
Yes.
Also, let us know how we did. Did you like it? Did you not like it?
Some tips.
What could we improve? What
Yes.
can we? What did we do good with?
Don't
I just
hit the-
assaulted my printer. Thank you. Any final remarks, Walter?
You know, when you really think about it, it all comes down to assault on pens. You know that? You know what I'm talking about? You know?
No. Okay.
The Twin Towers, huh?
Yeah, I have a coffee. I just picked it out randomly.
Like-
But anyway.
What's up with the Twin?
No. We need to give a formal goodbye. Don't do the funny stoppy thing.
Funny stoppy thing?
So also another thing that I just realized that we should probably talk about real quick is just we are gonna get a schedule going.
Yes.
As long as you guys like the like this whole podcast idea, we'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
And even then, we'll probably do it for a little while longer. But
Yeah.
for right now and for where we're at, I think we're gonna aim for a weekly basis.
Weekly basis, I think, would be like a good kind of like
Um,
mark. Yeah.
In terms of posting days, not really sure, but I would probably say weekend.
Weekend. You could expect the weekend, maybe.
Weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
But this was kind of like an interesting first podcast, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I
That's
think
fun.
it works. I hope you guys enjoyed the stories, and hopefully we will see you next week.
Yes, with Mike Men / Nitty Gritty /
Possibly another title. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week on the unnamed podcast that will be named eventually, but
For right now.
for right now,
A peace.
uh